how to avoid the Zepbound fall plateau with these 7 key changes. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. Super stoked today to talk about the change in season is going to mean the change in behaviors and habits and how we can push forward on a weight loss journey. I'm Elizabeth. If we don't know each other, I've lost over 110 pounds the last 2.5 years of being on Zepbound, Mounjaro, and Tirzepatide compound, the combination of those because of the GLP-1 shortage. And on today's episode, we're going to deep dive, honey, into fall. Anyone excited about fall? I am. And with the changes of the season, it's my absolute favorite season between September 1st through January 1st, my favorite time of year, comes some behavior changes that I want you to utilize and implement to avoid any sort of weight plateau. There is no Zepbound weight plateau here, honey. We're going to implement these. So let's dive in. As always, never medical advice, always my experience, strength, and hope. Talk to your own healthcare provider. First one is with the changing of the weather, I want to really encourage you to find outdoor activities you enjoy. Depending on where you are in the world and on the globe, some people still in the fall may not be able to easily go outside. But for me here in rural Virginia, this is peak walking season, peak outdoor season. I love to walk my dogs during this time, and my outdoor activity actually increases substantially. I can look on my little Fitbit, which by the way, as I'm filming this, are on sale today. I'll link it down below in my description, as is every reference I'm going to be talking about today. But finding fall outdoor activities you enjoy to help move our bodies, particularly after eating. We know that there's the four most common gastrointestinal issues: diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting, that happen with Zepbound and with GLP-1 medications, or WEGOVY brothers and sisters, and SEMAGLUTIDE compound and things like that. We know that we're gonna more than likely have one of those with those side effects for GLP-1. And so moving and walking after we eat is, I've been doing it this last week per my dietitian, so much more helpful for my digestion. And so I want to encourage you, finding outdoor activities you enjoy, if it is like biking outside or walking, or maybe it's going paddle boarding or whatever, like whatever makes the best sense for your geographic area. But I want to encourage you and actually challenge you this week to go outdoors twice, or maybe more than that, but at least 2 times doing something where you're moving. It could even be as simple as playing with your kids or your grandkids. That counts. Me playing soccer with my son the other day literally got me in an extra 100 calories burned because I was hoofing it, baby. I could not keep up with my little boy. He is fast, honey. He got fast. So number one, finding outdoor activities you like. And the plus on that is piggybacking it after you eat, because that does help, and studies are showing that it does help aid in digestion, particularly with GLP-1 patients. Number 2, so that's something great to shoot for. But number 2 is the backup of when it's not nice outside. What can you do indoors to move your body? Move your body. Is it a walking pad? I've got a ton on my Amazon shopping list down below. Is it biking, like an indoor bike? I have a recumbent bike. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I also have an under the desk elliptical that I love. There's lots of, is it just walking your own stairs because you don't want to own any equipment? Great. Is it weight training indoors and really being focused on that through a workout video that's free here on YouTube? You discern, but I want to encourage you from my own experience, strength, and hope now of getting super serious about working out, is finding things you can also do indoors. Guess what I'm doing tonight? If you said Pilates, you would be right. I will be doing Pilates because I think the temperature is not right today for me to be outside. So having a backup is number 2 for the outdoors, of have your outdoor activities that you can go easily do and your indoor activities. So the temperature does not, or the outdoor elements, if it's too windy, too rainy. Oh my goodness gracious, that was loud. I don't know why that that scared me. It scared me. That really did scare me. Sorry, friends. If it scared you as I was about ready to leap out of my skin and be like, yeah, I was ready to Miss Piggy chop something. So number 2 is finding, so it's not an excuse about the weather elements. Number 3, focusing in on fall cuisine. I think that this is so fun. As we have increased appetite suppression, particularly on day 2, for me, it's 24 to 48 hours after my shot. The data tells us 24 to 72 hours after our shot, we're having more peak appetite suppression, meaning we're less hungry. So being really smart with what we're eating. But in fall, thinking about harvest season of what we're going to be consuming with that. And so for me, having fruits and vegetables is super, super important. But what I found was, and tip number 3 is, as I started to eat more protein, I needed to counterbalance that with digestion with masszymes. My favorite digestive enzyme. I absolutely love, love, love taking masszymes. They're delicious. And it's delicious because it helps break down protein, because I found myself getting really bloated after having more protein because I increased my protein. I now have 100 to 130 grams of protein per day. I'm almost 5'11", and I do, weight training and things like that. And so by using masszymes, it has been very, very beneficial in terms of digestive enzymes for the absorption in my body too, which is very, very helpful. So highly recommend. You can go to bioptimizers.com/queen and get an extra savings today with my discount code QUEEN. There is actually a bundle set happening right now, and obviously the time is subject to change in terms of the sale. There's a bundle set right now of masszymes, my favorite magnesium breakthrough that I talk about all the time, and their probiotics. That bundle set you can stack on top with my code. I'll link this down below for you too, but something to be mindful of, particularly for me, and I typically have this at lunch. I have 3 capsules of this typically, and it varies based upon your calorie intake. So just something to be mindful of as well. So if I'm having more calories, I have the 3. If I'm having less calories, I'll have 1 or 2, depending. So highly recommend. And you guys know I talk about magnesium breakthrough all the time for muscle recovery, Zepbound constipation, and also for sleep, like it's mage. So that's number 3, increasing protein with that. Number 4 is changing foods with fall. Pumpkin, winter squash, root vegetables, the cruciferous vegetables like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, kale, apples, pears. For me, we live in rural Virginia, and I am around apple orchards. Some of the best in the United States. If you live in Northern Virginia, come over the Appalachian Mountains off Route 7. There are a ton of apple orchards all along there. You can get big old crates full. Oh my gosh, inexpensive, delicious, and you're helping your local Virginia farmers too. I love apples. It's one of our easiest things in our household because you can take them to go. And I live an on-the-go lifestyle frequently with my job and being a wife and a mom. You can literally just wash your apple, put it in a paper towel, and then take it in the car. When you're done with the apple core, it's in the paper towel, and throw it away, like a gas station or wherever. It's a really, really easy snack, high fiber. So if you're having that Zepbound constipation, apples are in season, at least here in our apple area, our orchards, and Honey Crisps, which are my favorite. They're sweet and they're really crispy in the beginning of August. So right now we're gonna go get our big crate, put that in our refrigerator. We'll eat on that for weeks. You can have apples and eat on them for weeks and weeks. Pears are also in season too. Pumpkins, winter squash, you can start having pumpkin for that fiber and for the digestion component. If you are having nausea, that may be very, very helpful for you. Having some pumpkin, putting that into maybe pumpkin into casseroles or chilies or smoothies, like your protein shakes. You can easily make your own pumpkin or get canned pumpkin, but you can literally get a pumpkin super, super cheap, bake it, and have that. Winter squash, it has fiber, the beta carotene in there. Spaghetti squash has packed with vitamins. You can make soups off of these. Switching over to my crock pot with soups, super, 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 super simple. Super, get it? See what I did there? That's tip number 5, is making more soups. Because soups have them, I can put high protein in there. I can put like chicken or beans or beef stew or whatever. A ton of protein, and then a ton of fiber with putting in tomatoes or vegetables or whatever. So I can have high fiber, high protein, and I can dump it all in my crock pot. Bada bing, bada boom. I could even put that fresh pumpkin into some chili and make chili and then freeze it, and then I have freezer meals for days. But switching over and harnessing the power of seasonal produce. A, it's gonna help your pocketbook, but B, it's gonna help your Zepbound tummy. It's going to help your weight loss if you're focusing in on that. For me, that's one of the best things that I love this time of year, is like switching over to like sheet pan vegetables, doing Brussels sprouts on there, cauliflower, not so much kale, but kale is one. Cauliflower, be mindful. Those cruciferous vegetables can, if you do get sulfur burps, those have, like cauliflower, for example, has higher sulfur in it and can lead to sulfur burps. So if you find yourself getting sulfur burps, I've done a whole video on my playlist down below, but just something to think about, like switching your vegetables off of that. And again, I love going back to the apple thing. You could also put cinnamon on baked apples too. That's another great way to do it. With your hearty soups and stews, they can be leftovers. That's what restaurants frequently do. If you have something and then make it a soup the last day with it, so you're not wasting food, particularly in this economy. Using whole grains in your soups and stews, super helpful, like quinoa, brown rice, to help increase that fiber too, to help if you're having gastrointestinal issues, to help with that as well, and is crucial for appetite control on top of our Zepbound appetite control with it too. Next, tip number 6, being mindful with eating. I don't know about you, but my schedule very much changes from summer mom, summer mode, which is, by the way, so hard. It's challenging as a working mom in the summertime of like a new camp every single week. And if my kid's not able to go to that camp one day or what, like, it's a lot. So I'm very much looking forward to going back to school and fall and routine. Any other type A people, I'm like, yes, let's go back to our routine now. That leads to mindful eating because we're getting ready to walk into soon, not now, but soon, Halloween stuff is already out at Costco and at the grocery stores. Halloween stuff is going to start trickling out. And if you've got little kids, extra candies are going to start popping up. Thanksgiving, I mean, that's a ways away, but more so Halloween, like Halloween candy, Halloween yum-yums. For me, that will really, sugar jacks with my stomach and can lead to, gastrointestinal issues, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting. I don't, that derails me. I'm not interested in that. I certainly do have, I rather personally have like chips or nachos or something versus like candy at Halloween. I'm like, can we say trick or treat and get a bag of nachos? Like I'll pass on all the candy. Do you have kettle chips? Like trick or treat. Anyone else like that, or is it just me? Ding dong, chips please. That's literally as like a little kid how I felt. I'm like, just give me the chips. Or like when people give out cheese balls or whatever at Halloween. Halloween instead of candy, I was like, my favorite house. So being mindful of if you start having those infiltrate your house, I know we will here soon with school starting back to school here in the next few weeks. Like I'm mentally just preparing. We're gonna have a little bin for my kid. He can have candy and things like that, of course, within reason, but very much being mindful of my mindful eating because my kid's watching. And so I don't want to superfluously be eating or superfluously be snacking on stuff, and being intentional with what I'm consuming. This is a behavior pattern that's taken me a while to do. So if you are just starting your GLP-1 journey, don't fret my pet. For me, literally the first year was just learn, and I say just, that's a diminishing word. So I'm taking that off. But simply learning how to put my fork down when I was full. The body cues of when I was full, the body cues when I was hungry. If you are in that season, I give you the biggest round of applause because for me, that was one of the hardest lessons, probably harder than like weight training, which didn't come for me until well after a year. I did not even do that in my first year. I just walked my dogs and I was totally okay with that for my exercise. And tip number 7 is also making sure you're staying hydrated with air change. People can neglect hydration, and I move into more warmer beverages. So I love decaf coffees and decaf teas and getting my hydration in that way. For me, it's not about like water because my body's going to tell me if I'm being intentional about it, but it's for the substitution of grabbing for food even 2.5 years later with the appetite suppression peak on day 2 and day 3. I'm still grabbing for stuff 2.5 years later. Does that make me a turtle? Perhaps. Fellow turtles unite. Turtle, turtle, turtle. If you're a turtle too, like let's turtle along together. It's taken me that long. And so some of these skill sets, that's why I talk about tumblers. Like what tumbler will I pick today? That's why I rotate out my tumblers. I have my glass tumblers. I've rotated out from summer tumblers to fall tumblers because it's fun and making water exciting. I am somebody who likes to have fun. And so if a $20 tumbler makes me happy by switching that out for fall, that's what I'm going to do to consume my water. So staying hydrated, that's important. And I typically switch over to hotter beverages. I recently got some new coffee mugs too. And it's not about consumption. It's about making this fun, making this enjoyable, making this pleasurable. You know why? If it's not enjoyable and it's not pleasurable for you, you're not going to keep doing it. True story. If it's clawing and laborious and like super, super difficult, there's eventually going to come a point, studies show this all the time, of where you can only push but so much. True story. And so keeping this of how can you make this fun for yourself? How can you make this exciting for yourself? I love, if you've made it this far in the video, that you show up more than likely on almost a daily basis or a daily basis with me. You know why? If you've made it this far, you're probably one of my besties. And I know you because of the emojis of the day. And doing these little tricks and tricks of the trade, it works. For me, it definitely does. Like for me going to Pilates tonight, you know why I'm doing that? Because it's fun. And you know why I'm doing that is because of y'all. Y'all told me, hey, go try Pilates. You might really enjoy that. Swinging your legs around your head. And no one giving you a side eye like, oh ho. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just totally joking. Just swinging around your partner do-si-do. It's so much fun, but I'm building so much muscle. Like, ugh, my muscle's not showing as much as I'd like it to be. I don't want to snap my finger. I got to work on the muscle. It's coming along nicely though, and that's because of Pilates is the point at which I'm trying to make. And in my free group at countessofshopping.com/group, we talk about this often of finding different tricks, techniques of what works for you. Not everything is going to work for everybody. And so take what you want, leave the rest. There's a big, I say this in pretty much every video, but a big arc for obesity. There's many different ways to do this. Where I come into play is I want to make this fun, I want to make this sustainable, and I want to make this long-term lifestyle changes. So doing these incremental little things, baby steps forward, leads to going from 300 pounds down 110 pounds. Like it's life-changing, truly, these small little changes. So that should have led us up to 7 tips for fall. I should have written them down. I have them on my computer screen and now I'm kicking myself. I think that was 7. But the main points in which I'm trying to make is also planning ahead. For our schedule in fall, if I didn't say 7, this is number 7. And if I said 7, it's bonus tip for you, is our falls are historically much busier. We have season tickets to James Madison University football. Go Duke Dogs. We have way more sports that happen. My work picks up. I'll be back on QVC and HSN for a long stint, meaning 6 shows coming up in September. Like got booked out. I've already got booked out for a bunch of other stuff in October and already for like Black Friday, if you could believe it, and into December. Like my schedule for work, this is like Super Bowl season as a video marketing expert coming up. And so planning ahead for meals for myself, but I'm also in charge for our family structure for my family. More so for my kid, not for my hot husband can fend for himself, but for my son. And so figuring that out in advance, and I really lean into Layla Hermosi. She's my business coach. She talks a lot about Sunday, I forget what she calls it. Sunday, I was going to say Sunday struggle, but that's not it. It's Sunday planning. Is you plan on Sunday everything for Monday. Your Monday work day, your Sunday foods, your week-long workouts. So it takes emotion out of the equation and you can literally just execute. And for me, that I used to get Sunday scaries. I don't really anymore because I have a fabulous job and a fabulous life. And so I'm not super nervous usually for Mondays to start. I'm usually very much looking forward to them because our house gets very quiet because it's usually very loud during the weekends. And so planning all of that on Sunday, so then on Monday, I can immediately execute. I don't waste time. I don't fiddle-faddle around. I can just dive into it. And so if that is you, knowing your schedule of do you need to plan ahead a little bit better in terms of when are you going to grocery shop? If you're eating less portions because of the appetite suppression, how does that affect your grocery shopping? Is it because you're going to be going and making more soups and stews? Do you need to get one of the electric lunch boxes I talked about? In my previous video, I'll link that down below as well. What do you need to best do to plan ahead? Do you need to make your dinner and then make extra so you have extra GLP lunches or Zepbound lunches for the next day by overcooking? Do you need to have preset freezer meals for yourself and just pull those out? Do you need to make breakfast burritos because breakfast is a really hard time for you and you've got younger children and you want them to be independent, and so you make burritos together with you and your 10-year-old son, and then that way he can freeze them and he absolutely loves them and he loves putting Taco Bell sauce on them, and you're like, okay, let's go get more Taco Bell sauce. True story. But I did that. I've done all that for him and for me to have high protein breakfasts that are healthy. And so we just actually finished all of those breakfast burritos. So I just ordered on Instacart a ton more stuff to make it now. And that way I'm in control of the ingredients in it and he's learning how to cook. It's a win-win-win-win-win. And so if you have children, modeling this behavior for them too, or grandchildren, modeling this behavior for them too. But I do think one of the biggest things I'm really excited about is the changes in food. And so sampling more this fall season with winter squash, I'm really excited to do, like acorn squash, spaghetti squash, butternut squash. I feel like, what was that movie with Forrest? It was Forrest Gump, where he's like, shrimp gumbo, shrimp souffle, shrimp on the Barbie, shrimp saute. Like, that's like pumpkin squash, spaghetti squash, acorn squash. Name all the squashes down in the comments. It's hysterical, by the way. Having more things like root vegetables, like sweet potatoes, beets, carrots, parsnips. I don't really eat parsnips. Do I need to incorporate more parsnips into my diet? Do you eat parsnips, friend? Tell me down below. But roasting them, and that helps with the natural sweetness without the need for a lot of added fat on there too, which is very helpful. And if you find you get blowout diarrhea from having sheet pans of root vegetables, then maybe switching over into something else. And just switching and testing and trying and seeing what works best for you. If you have titrated up a dose, just know for me that typically the first week for sure, but maybe even the second week or the third week, that there was kickback in terms of side effects for me, week 1, week 2, week 3, typically. But for sure, week 1, usually almost every single dose for me. And that showed up for me 24 hours to 72 hours after my shot. Just knowing that as you walk through fall too. Also, it's a great time in terms of if you have needles you need to get rid of, disposing of those needles is a good time in the fall to get rid of those as well. Each state it varies, and each county may vary within your state. So just making sure you know your state laws of how you dispose of your Zepbound pens, or if you're on WEGOVY, or if you're taking the compounds, how you properly dispose of those. Show, what are you going to activate? I want to know. Let's activate. What was that? There was a TikTok where like, dun, 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 activate, dun, 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 activate. So what are you going to, so that was cheesy and cringe, but that's okay. What are you going to activate is the bottom line of the question I'm going to ask. Tell me, I want you to tell me in the comments below. And your question of the day is, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? If you do want to take advantage of that bundle set over with BIOptimizers, you can go to, where did I put the button? I just had it. Here it is, BIOptimizers.com/queen. I'll link it down in the description link below. They do have a bundle set. It's a full, like go to that page and then scroll down, the bundle set of the magnesium, enzymes, magnesium breakthrough enzymes, and their probiotics. It's already on sale with the bundle sale, and the extra discount code with QUEEN, QUEEN. Ooh, you can't see that. Hold on. We just set up our new sign. Do you guys like it? Oops. Nope. Oops. Oops. Okay. I'll change that later. Our emoji of the day is going to be a carrot because it didn't say, well, it did in the root vegetables. It said carrots were in season as well. And so to use for your sheet pan vegetables, your root vegetables. So carrot is our emoji of the day. I do emojis of the day to get to know you better because I care. And seeing your name pop up over and over helps me with that name recognition on there too. And our emoji of the day and your question of the day, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? My beautiful friends, we will continue this dialogue over in the free encouragement group, countessofshopping.com/group, GRUOP. And I love our group so much. I love that you guys are taking advantage of the milestone badges. Oh my gosh, they're on the left side. You're like, how do you get those milestone badges? There's categories. So there's like a recipe category. Danielle does recipes almost every day, and I love her to pieces for it. There's an exercise category. There's like a ton of different categories in there that I love. So make sure that you're going to that group. It's free. Free. You don't have to pay for it at all. My gift to you for being part of the Countess of Shopping community. The Count works really, really hard on that group, like all the time. He's always sending me stuff. I'm like, you were the cutest. To help make that, he helps make that group run. Like, round of applause for the Count. My sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I love you guys so super much. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, friends.